The college football playoff semifinal matchup between Michigan and Georgia is wrapped up, and the Bulldogs have knocked off the Wolverines, and they proceed on to the national championship game. Quite a performance here tonight by Georgia, knocking off Michigan, and they proceed on to play Alabama for the national championship, an all-SEC national championship. Going to be quite a game there between Georgia and Alabama. But the Bulldogs here tonight, dominant performance over Michigan. Michigan, Big Ten champion. They've been on fire the past couple of games, and many people expected this game to be close, including myself. I thought it'd be a brutal game that would be potentially a lower scoring one, but we'd see a very close matchup. And in the end, Georgia dominated the first half, got up 27-3 at halftime, and from there, I mean, everyone knew that Georgia really had a huge advantage going into the second half. And Michigan, I mean, their offense just had no answers going up against this Georgia defense. And I mean, we've known this entire season, Georgia's defense has just been brutal. They've caused a lot of trouble against all of their opponents for the most part, except for Alabama, of course, that first matchup. But Georgia, they've got a chance for redemption here. They get to play Alabama again. The team that they lost to, the one loss on the season was against Alabama in the SEC title game. So they've got an opportunity to redeem themselves there, and I think they're going to be ready to go in that game especially. I mean, their defense here tonight was, once again, just phenomenal, going up against an offense that hasn't been outstanding this season. I mean, J.J. McCarthy, of course, you got him, and of course, you got McNamara, who also played a bit, but J.J. McCarthy, he looked better, and he played better than McNamara did. And if you look at his stats, J.J. McCarthy, 7 for 17, 131 yards, 1 touchdown, versus McNamara, who threw 2 picks here tonight. I mean, it was kind of a tough situation there, and J.J. McCarthy still very young. I think Michigan's got a very bright future with him. He's a talented quarterback who's still pretty young, and I think he's got plenty of potential for the future. So Michigan, I've got a feeling this isn't the only time we're going to see Michigan in the college football playoff. Ohio State has got a competitor here in Michigan for the next few years. I mean, the Wolverines here, they're a young football team that has done phenomenal this season, and they've surprised a lot of people, including myself. And I mean, Hassan Haskins, he's been an outstanding back all season long, 9 attempts, 39 yards. Really couldn't get anything going there. Eric All was the top in receiving for this football team in Michigan as well, 63 yards on 4 receptions. So offensively, once again, Michigan just couldn't get anything going here tonight, which Georgia's defense really showed up. They were ready to go. They played an excellent game overall and really shut down the Wolverines. And if you look at Georgia here, Stetson Bennett, 20 for 30, 313 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had an outstanding game. Huge credit to Bennett. He did a great job leading this football team in this game. And the rushing game was also outstanding here for Georgia. Zamir White and James Cook. James Cook held, he had a lot of receiving yards at the running back position, 144 total yards to be exact. Over 100 receiving yards is what he had with 1 receiving touchdown. And Zamir White was the top rusher on the team, 12 attempts, 54 yards as well. So not a bad game at all for this Georgia football team. And offensively, they got it done in the first half. I mean, they really controlled that first half, and that's what led them to win this game. And Michigan actually outscored Georgia in the second half. Georgia only scored 7 points. Michigan scored 8 there. They had that late touchdown and the 2-point conversion in the fourth quarter. But once again, that first half, that's all it took for Georgia in this situation, getting up 27 points. And Michigan, of course, I mean, going up against a brutal Georgia defense, you're not going to score too many points. But to wrap this one up, Georgia dominated from start to finish. It's going to be a fun game, seeing Georgia go head-to-head with Alabama again. And I think Georgia's got a legit chance to win that game. I mean, this defense is for real. They didn't look quite on point against Alabama the last time, so we'll see if they can improve that. I do think they will, but Michigan's offense, once again, just couldn't get anything going. Momentum just wasn't there. I mean, they tried to get something going there in the first couple of quarters, but nothing really worked out. And Georgia's performance, I mean, this really proves that Georgia, they can win the title here. They're very capable of winning the national championship here on January 10th, and I'll be giving you guys my full preview here next week, early sometime, potentially January 2nd or 3rd. We'll see what happens there, but Michigan, they have proven, I mean, they can get to the college football playoff, and that was a big question for Jim Harbaugh on this football team was, can they get to the college football playoff? Can they break that barrier? And they did, and they were number 2 seed in the college football playoff this season. So Michigan, they can do it, and this is a young football team with a lot returning going into next season. So yeah, Michigan, this is a football team to really watch out for in the future. I mean, this is a team that's got a very high ceiling moving on to next season and the next couple of seasons for that matter. So Michigan, this probably won't be your only time in the college football playoff. Let me tell you that. This team has got plenty of potential and a good chance to be in the playoff again. So we have Georgia, they're headed to Indianapolis. Congrats to the Bulldogs, and also congrats to Alabama. Both teams have had outstanding seasons, and they've gone as far as you can go in college football. And Georgia, Alabama should make for quite a matchup there in Indianapolis on January 10th. Let me know your thoughts and comments below on this game, and I appreciate you guys all watching. As always, Michigan, Georgia. Once again, your final score, 34 Georgia, Michigan 11. Appreciate you guys all watching. As always, stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you on the next one.